Hey, what's up, friends, family, farmers? Jeffrey Wilson here from the Conspiracy Farm, sitting next to my sidekick, partner in crime, Pat Miletich. We've been asked over the last several months, where the hell have we been? We haven't gone anywhere, man. We have lives to live, but we definitely want to keep dipping in, doing some Conspiracy Farm episodes like we just wrapped up one just a few moments ago. So we've kind of rebranded things a bit. We're not just sticking with just the Conspiracy Farm, even though we want you guys to still keep checking us out. We are now under the name of That Podcast Network. You can find that on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, everywhere where you can find podcasts. So you will find not only the Conspiracy Farm with Pat and myself, we have another podcast called Everything Combat, because life is a fight. It's not just about physical fighting, it's about metaphorical fighting as well, because, you know, we all have things we're going through in life we try to get over with. And I have my own podcast where it started out with this gentleman was my first guest. It's me speaking to you.
I was?
You were my very first guest on It's Me Speaking to You. And we're trying to expand that platform. We put a lot of work into building not just the Conspiracy Farm, but we're thinking, why not just add more shows, more content to that platform? So that podcast network is where you can find all of our stuff. Go to Rockfin, ladies and gentlemen. We're on YouTube. We know how it is on YouTube. They're restricting us, they're censoring us, demonetizing. But over at Rockfin, at that podcast network, you can get all of our content. Champ, we just had an awesome conversation about what we're dealing with now. I mean, like I said, we haven't gone anywhere. We're all trying to deal with this madness, stay sane in an insane world.
And people come from different backgrounds, different life experiences, things like that, to how they process information that's given to them, right? So this is something that, as we've seen this information fed to everyone, you know, where Jeff and I were saying, you know, man, this is not a good idea. Don't put your masks on. Don't comply. Don't do this. Don't do that. There's a lot of people out there that maybe didn't have the same life experiences that I did, where I'm just not as trusting a person and I research a lot, things like that, whatever it is. But either way, they used, you know, the emotions of fear, of love, of anger, and all of that. Everybody loves their families, of course. Everybody loves the people around them, their friends, how they choose to protect them. It's differed. So we just have to recognize, as what we're trying to get through to people, that the folks responsible for this we all have to recognize, are using our emotions against each other, and the citizens need to come together. And that's what we're trying to get through to everybody at this point.
Yeah, so we're going to continue these conversations as often as we can. We can't necessarily promise we're going to be pumping out at least the Conspiracy Farm as consistently as we were.
I'll headlock him.
We're going to do our best, ladies and gentlemen. But check us out over at Rockfin, that podcast network that's on Spotify, Stitcher, everywhere you can find podcasts. Because, again, we're trying to just vary it up a little bit. Variety is the spice of life, which is the tagline on Rockfin. Again, you can find my show, Everything Combat.
And we'll do promo stuff.
For sure.
And snippets and things like that for the others. For
and put that on
iTunes and YouTube.
Absolutely.
But our full shows will be on Rockfin from now on.
Absolutely. So that podcast network, ladies and gentlemen, we missed you guys, man. I miss Pat doing this. We see each other often, but we haven't had a chance to really sit down and continue to do this because, you know, life happens and we're super busy. But again, we just knocked out an episode and felt really, really good about it. We're going to get back in the saddle as consistently as possible. So friends, family, farmers, stay tuned. That podcast network on any of the podcast platforms, but especially Conspiracy Farm, which is kind of how you've come to know and love us. And peace and all that love, guys.